Hello everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Happy Tuesday! Hope you're having a fabulous day. I'll just see if I can log in and see who else is watching. And make sure I've got my sound turned off on my iPad. Yeah, so hope everyone's having a great day. Today, I thought we'd open my big brown box and see what is in my latest order. So if you're watching, make sure you say hello and we'll get started in just a moment. Just give people time to grab their cuppa or their wine or whatever it is, and just sit back and relax. So as well as doing an unboxing, I've got a little bit of a challenge for myself. So I've got a few cards to make tonight. So, hi Jodie. Hope you're starting to dry out. I know that it's a bit wet down there. Now, I have cut the tape on the box, but I haven't opened it. Okay, it arrived yesterday and it's been haunting me. Hi Glenda. Lovely to see you. Bet you're all packed. Yeah. So, let's have a look at what's in the box. Hang on. Now, I can't zoom out. I've actually had to put my camera stand up on a couple of books. Oh, thank you. Then fresh today, Jodie. So, Mr. Tran did a really good job of them. He tells me the next time it's his choice, but this colour was his choice last time, so alright, so let's have a look at what we've got in the box. So we've got some stuff in here. Let's take my jumper off for our next class in August, which is our Masterfully Made class. So these are some of the embellishments. These are adhesive backed sequins trio. So there's white, not sure if that's shaded spruce or pretty peacock, and there's pink. I think they think that that's bubble bath, but it's a bit darker than bubble bath. Yeah, so we've got some of those. Ooh. Oh, so this is a standalone die called Patchwork Pieces. Now, let's open this. So much fun. I forgot I'd ordered this. Alright, so this, hi Glenda L. Hope you're having a good day. So this is the Patchwork Pieces dies. So there's two dies in this. So this is for when you see those things that are a starburst. That's the dies, and they're all stitched. So that's pretty. And then if you want a feature in the corner, and then you've got these. So these are a standalone die, and they're not bundled with any stamps, so they're quite good. Oh yes, Jodie, I love the new bling too. So, and yes, Glenda L, I love seeing what other people order. So this Night of Flight is a, oh hi Carrie Ann, a hostess set. Now let me just tell you about the hostess sets. So when you order over $250, I say party sales, but if your order's over that, you're eligible for stamping rewards, right? So these are on page 172 of the annual catalogue, and each catalogue has hostess rewards. Now these are considerably cheaper for another set you'll find in the catalogue. So these are 25 hostess dollars. And so I just thought that this was really, like, it's a two-step stamping thing, so all these little pieces fill in those bits. There's 2 actual stamps. So there's always, look at the end of the catalogue, whenever you get a catalogue, and see what your hostess rewards are, or your stamping rewards are, because they're usually really, really good value. So how about we create with this one tonight? So I think that's a good idea. So we'll put that to one side. Now, have a look at this one. Now, this is the Layering Leaves stamp set. Now, this coordinates with the punch. There's a punch with leaves and this on it, and they're 2-step stamping again. But it's got some nice sentiments. So it isn't bundled with the punch. The punch has been in the catalogue for a little while. But it's got some really, really nice sentiments. So we might see if we can incorporate that into tonight's tonight's projects. All right. Ooh. So this is another standalone stamp set. Okay. So, standalone die set. So it is called the Paper Flower Dies. Now you might have missed these in the catalogue, but they are awesome. They are really, really awesome. So I think they're even on the same page as the layering, the other dies that we had. So these are flowers. So you've got so you can cut 3 petals of flowers. Well, you can put 2 layers of cardstock and die cut 6. And there's all these different flowers that you can layer up. And there's this really cool little radiated, I think that's a radiated border they've got. So, and you can layer all these different petals together. So it's a really, really good stamp set. And I think that it would be great if you're going to be making some Christmas wreaths or something like that. You could use that. I think that it will be lots and lots of fun, or some 3D projects. So let me just find where they are in the catalogue for you. Now they're not a bundle, so they don't. So they're right next to, the Patchwork Pieces ones that I showed you just before that were also in my box. So the Paper Florist it is, and the Patchwork Pieces are the 2 that I got. And if you want to know the name of the punch, that up there, so they're on a page 165, and the punch that goes with the layering leaves is the bow punch. So, and the first few times I went through the catalogue, I missed that they coordinated. So, all right. Let's see what else we've got in here. We've got some cardstock. So these are all the colours for our August class. I'll have the link up for that class. by the end of the week. Okay, we're still taking, there's only 7 places in this class. All right, so it's going to be very, very colourful. Okay, and then naturally, because, so we've got some ribbon as well. This is the gold satin edged ribbon, and I got that because that will be a good part of my Christmas in July. So I've got a big pile of stuff on the floor now. What else is in here? Yes, so I've got 7 packs of masterfully made DSP, and a couple of weeks ago I demonstrated a couple of projects with that. So if you sign up for my August class, you get a whole pack of that. Plus you get some other goodies as well. The last thing that's in my box is, and I don't know how I missed this previously, my Pretty Peacock stamping blends. So it's not a terribly exciting order, but it's exciting in that I got 2 stamp sets, 2 lots of dies, and stocked up for, look at all those beautiful colours. Yeah, stocked up for our August class. All right, now I'm just gonna jiggle things around a little bit, so I hope I don't make it ill when I move my camera. Okay, I've just got to bring it closer, take it off the books. I should have enlisted my husband's help. Alright, I haven't even got my watch on, it's sitting beside the books. Alright, sorry. Okay, oops, where are we? Oops, we're a bit crooked. A bit crooked and a bit wobbly. Let's see if we can straighten things up here. There we go. Whoop. Too far. Okay. No. Anyway, I think we're right now. There we go. So we've got our stamp sets we're going to be using tonight. So, some of you I know watch my friend Vicky's Facebook Lives, and last night she created 5 cards. And so I sort of thought, I wonder if I can create 5 cards with this new stamp set. Well, this one, sorry. I actually wasn't sure whether this was in this box or another one that's coming. I know that sounds a bit embarrassing, really. Yeah, so let's see how we go. So I am ready. Are you ready? So I've been thinking about this, and so I had the bases and everything cut just in case it arrived. I didn't quite know what I was going to do if it didn't arrive. So we're going to start off with Ready Stick Craft. It's a bit like that, Jodie. Now, as I said, these are, I've never opened the box before today, so yeah, we'll see how we go. And I've got a big, I should show you, I've got all of these bits and pieces here all ready to use. Oh, this is what I have to show you just before we start. Before I start, I got some happy mail this week, and it's from the lovely Megan, and I have to show you this because this is pretty cool. It is a fancy fold, and Megan won't mind me showing you because I think it's really lovely, and I'm going to ask her for instructions because I think that we could do this on a Tuesday Night Lights. Isn't that lovely? It's like a sort of like a birdie beak card. So anyway, I'm going to ask her for instructions and see how I go, because I've never made a card like that before. So thank you, Megan. It is just beautiful, and I am very, very blessed that you sent it to me. So it is a bit different, Glenda. Yeah. All right, so we're going ready, set, go. Got my piece of scratch paper. So we're going to start, I thought I'll start with my favourite colour. And hopefully I'm in the middle. So I've got a half a piece of A4, just scored and in half, and so that, and then this one is just about an 1/8 of an inch smaller. Okay, I've got some masks today, and I'm actually not going to use both of them. I'm just going to use this one, and I've got to hope that I've got some masking tape. If I don't, we'll be using post-it notes, and that's okay. Yeah, we'll use the post-it notes. So has everyone had a good week so far? I think it's just been a fabulous week. I had to have a scan today, but that's all right. That's just to make sure your kidneys haven't grown any more stones again. Scan, I have them every 1 to 2 years, so it's been almost 2 years, so that was fairly painless. And then I got my nails done, so that was pretty good. And I got a photo of sent to me of my friend's grandson, which was lovely as well. All right, so I've got some bubble bath ink. And I didn't ask everybody how the weather was. Sorry. Usually ask how that is. So I'm just going to randomly pop some bubble bath ink on here. Okay, just with my blending brush right in the centre. Oh, Megan, I just showed your card that you sent me in the Happy Mail. Everyone says it's lovely. Hairdressers. I hope you had something fabulous done. So let's see if tonight I can get these 5 cards done. Oh, yours was... Oh, Jodie. It's no good that you have to be waiting around for tradies. Yeah. That's... Like my mum and dad, they bought a new couch, but they've gone away to Burham Heads. They go away every year. So luckily my middle sister, who basically brought me up, she lives around the corner from there, literally around the corner from their place. So she was able to accept the delivery today. So that was really good. So, all right. But like delivery drivers and tradies work on their own clock. All right. So we've got a little bit of sponging with the blending brush and bubble bath. Oh, am I glitching? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, let's just see. I've still got full... Hang on, I'll have to make sure Steve's not on the internet because that... just give me 1 second. Hey Steve, can you get off the internet? It's interfering. Please, thank you. Okay, we're back. He's off the internet and I just stood on one of those things that you have in the air pocket things that you have in the box. Oh no, he's on the computer all day, Megan. I don't know why he wants to come home and be on the computer at home. All right, so let's find a butterfly. Well, they're not really butterflies, they're moths, aren't they? I'm going to go... with this one here, I think. Now, when we used to have a colour called Pink Pirouette, so yeah, they're moths. They're my favourite colour combination was Pink Pirouette and Chocolate Chip. So sadly, we have neither of those two colours anymore. But we do have Bubble Bath and Early Espresso. So let's see if this colour combination is going to work. So I'll move this up a bit. And because I'm going to use some really dark colours today, what I'll do is when I go downstairs, I will run all these stamps under the kitchen tap with a little bit of, it's not quite inked up, a little bit of dish soap, and that will prevent some of the staining. All right. I think that this will be okay. Now, if you were using your stamp positioning tool, like your Stamparatus or something like that, you could have stamped it in the espresso and then stamped over it again in the Versamark and clear heat embossed it, and it would come up really, really well. So all I'm going to do with this, I'm not doing terribly much with it at all. This is a nice, super simple card. I know it's not like me. So we're going to grab our Layering Leaves stamp set, which is also, you saw me take it out of the box. And we will I should get a better size block. I'll get this block. Now, can anyone tell me what I am missing when I'm using these stamps? I'm missing one very important thing with the when I'm using this photopolymer stamp. Okay, does anyone know? I was missing my mat. Okay, so this is it's really important to have that mat underneath. Oh, that's pretty crisp, but it could be a bit better. Okay, hoping my head's not in the way. All right. Okay, so it's coming together. It's really simple because I thought we'll start with a nice simple one, just and then we'll go from there. And I do have bling. And I do have, all right, I do have my Seal Plus on there. Now, you could put it on dimensionals, but this is a nice, quick, easy, flat card that you can just easily post. I might have to bring it a bit closer so I can see to line it up. So making a card doesn't have to be time consuming. Hello, Vicky. Well, I'm doing a little bit of a challenge tonight, Vicky. I'm going to see how quickly I can make 5 cards. You set the bar very high yesterday. All right, so we're just going to add a few little bits of bling to cover where I smudged. And then I'll have a small bit. Three little bits up there. Oops. The hardest part is putting the bling on. All right. And of course you can add a bit of Wink of Stella if you like, if that's if you need a bit more shimmer and shine to it. Let's put another one over here. A small one over here. Oh, I think they should be a bit closer. Okay, so there we go. That is our first card done. And we've already done an unboxing as well. So, so there's our first card. What do you reckon? Do you think that's okay? Let's put a bit of Wink of Stella on that. Make it shine up. So 2 colours. So really simple and quick. Okay. All right. Will you be able to watch the unboxing later, Megan? And I even showed your card as well. All right. So let's do our next one. A little bit of a roll. So this time I have got a bubble bath base plus a layer of white and a layer of pink. Let's put the layer of white and the layer of pink away. I think we'll make this one what should we make it? Maybe a thinking of you card. I think that sounds nice. Thank you, Jodie. All right. Do we want thinking of you? Let's do best wishes, because that could be used for a birthday or a shower or a anything really. So again, we're going to use our, we're going to go with an early espresso bubble bath combination. Don't worry, it's not all going to be that tonight. Now, and we're doing a few three really quick and simple cards and two not quite so quick and simple. So we've got our sentiments on there. Then, oops, I need that still open, don't I? Then we're going to grab our moth that I from before. It's a really nice font. I really like that. And I like that it coordinates with the punch that we already have. All right. So we're going to do a nice big moth here. Okay, our first moth. I'm going to do a few different moths. The set we're using for the font is Layering Labels. Vicky, it arrived today. All right. So, you were cleaning your kitchen. Oh, that's impressive. That's energetic for a Tuesday night. All right. I'll do some random moths. And I'm okay that that one's off the page a little bit. I'm not doing the two-step stamping with these. I am just keeping it fairly simple. Well, actually very simple. And good night, Hunter. Enjoy your story. Okay. And then yeah, we'll just do this third little moth. I think we'll have it going. Try not to get my head in the camera. I didn't really want it to go over the words, but it does. But it's okay. We may have to fill that one in. Let's fill that one in. Thought this was a nice fun one. Okay, so we got this little piece here. I'm hoping that's almost lined up. Ah. I was supposed to do that. I only want it on one side. I don't know how. Oh, is there one that's... Oh, there's one for the other side. Oh, there's two stamps that are mirrored. How's that? Well, that's a bit tricky. Let's see if I can do the other one a bit better. Now, remember what I said the other day or last week about don't use a block that's too big, because when you use a block that's too big for your stamp, you tend to roll it. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit closer to me so I can see it better. Hopefully it's not going to obstruct your view. Still not perfect, but you get the idea. All right. And I think it needs some splatter. So in this layering leaves set, there is some splatter. With splatter, splotches, whatever you like to call them. Okay, so this one's taken a little bit longer than the other one. But I think that we're still doing okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp them off. And just make it a little less harsh. So we've still got the nice big one in the middle. I didn't stamp that one off. Okay, I'll turn this around, have some splotches down there. All right, and have splotches over the top there. Okay, so that's the majority of our stamping. I'm quite happy with that. So let's start layering it together. Oh, we need to, I should have closed my ink pad. We need to stamp the inside of our card as well. I didn't stamp the inside of the other one. Let's give it a couple of splotches. There we go. And we will use this little moth, the mini moth. Say that 10 times fast, hey? Use that little mini moth. Not Minnie Mouse, mini moth. And I didn't line it up. When you're used to working right over top of something, it's quite funny when you're trying to I'm just going to stick this in. Side. Right. So you could add the other bits to the moth. I think it looks okay without it. Then I'm going to put, now did I layer this right? Put this one on. So we probably won't get 5 cards made, but that's up to you really. I can stay on all night. No, I can't, but I can stay later if we need to. Okay. And oh look, I've got an ink booger because I've got ink on my fingers. Oh, that's funny. They can open the card and think that money will be in it, but it's got moths and money in it. Yeah. We always joke that my husband, because he's born originally he was Scottish before he became a New Zealand citizen, and he so we always joke that he has the first dollar that he ever earned, and he's not really that frugal, but he is a little frugal. So yeah. So how are we liking that so far? I think we need some different bling though. I think we could use some of this bling, which is, oh, the adhesive back sequins. Okay. And there, let's use the white ones. Okay. So anyway, did anyone else tell me about their week so far? Oh, well, Megan, what did you get done at the hairdresser? We all want to know. Is there anything exciting? Did you cut it all off or shave your head or... And don't laugh at that. One of my friends, she did shave her head. Yeah. Did you do something exciting? And did everyone have a great weekend? I had a lovely weekend. I caught up with some of my team on Saturday and we had lunch and we watched the Creativity Now, which is a Stampin' Up demo event. And so it's all about creating. And that was really nice. And oh, I stuck it to my finger, not to the... And so that was lovely. But yeah. Did anyone create anything fabulous? Oh, new colour. Oh, blonde foils to burgundy. That's a big change, Megan. Oh, I can't wait to see photos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put a number 5. Fifth one up here. All right. So there we go. This is our second card. So we've got 2 out of 5. Okay. We're getting there. It is very pretty bling. Yeah, and that is the adhesive back sequins trio. And I believe that's supposed to be Pretty Peacock, I think. But in certain lights, it looks like shaded spruce. So, all right. Card number 3. Ah. Well, Meg and I went completely grey. I just let all of my grey come through. And it's actually not too bad. But then they put a... what do you call it? Like a toner in it, so it doesn't go brassy. So it's very, very grey. Okay, let's go on to our next card. So we're going to say goodbye to our pink pirouette, our bubble bath and our early espresso. I think it's easier to go grey when you're blonde. Okay. All right. Let's do a next card. And this is another quick, easy card. So not a lot of layers. So we've got, I don't know if this is cheating because I cut a lot of it out beforehand. I'm not going to say it's cheating. So I've got a piece of white that has been cut with the largest stylish shape. And then a the next size down. And then I've cut a piece of black, basic black, to go in between. All right, so I'm going to use Memento ink. We're going to do a little bit of colouring with this one, not much. Let's do the thinking of you for this one. Really like these stamps. Funny when you get caught up on looking at the pictures and you don't really see how fabulous the stamps are. Now I'm going to do something that I would rarely do and stamp directly on the card base. So this is how quick and simple this card is going to be. And I've got some Memento ink, and hopefully I've inked that up enough. Hopefully this is going to be fabulous. I'm not liking the look of that. Let's ink it up a bit more. Some inks don't like this being done like this. Should have used my Stamparatus, but it's not perfect, but it's reasonably okay. You can still read it, that's the main thing. Alright, I am going to grab my Stamparatus because, and I know Stampin' Up doesn't sell them anymore and but I'm grabbing it because I don't want it to wreck my butterfly. I want it to be nice and dark. I've got lots of stuff on my table. Alright, how are we going? Doing okay for time. Alright, so I've got a piece of scrap. And sorry, it's not a butterfly, it's a moth. It's a butterfly masquerading as a moth. Alright. And I'm going to use this one. And no, I didn't clean it. So it's still got some early espresso on it, but I'm not worried about that because I'm going to put some Memento ink over it. Yeah. Okay, let's just hope this works. And we'll be colouring this, so let's see how that goes. Not exactly perfect, so we'll just need a bit more ink in this bottom corner here. But because I used a stamp positioning tool, I can go back and darken that bit. Right. Now, the thing I like about this stamp set also is that it's super easy to fussy cut. Just grab my wipes and I'll just wipe off the Memento of that. Super easy to fussy cut. And they're nice and easy to colour as well. Okay. Right. So we'll put the Stamparatus to one side in case we need it a little later on. I'm going to do some colouring. Hi Laura, thanks for popping by. Okay, so we've got, first up what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the light bubble bath and I'm going to colour all of the moth wings. So I know moths aren't normally pink, but they will be today. And I'm just colouring it all. And what this, when you put down a layer of light colour first, what it does is provides a different foundation for the other colours. So it actually changes the dark colours that you lay over the top. So it won't be a true berry burst. And you don't want to put too much colour on either. Just a little. Okay. Okay, so that's a really quick colour. It is a special, it's a hybrid moss, Glenda. Oh, you're back, Vicky. That was a quick story time. So we're using some pecan pie. Yes. Pecan pie. I thought I had copper clay out, but I picked up pecan pie, which works. I didn't think it would have a pink body. Okay. Right. Now, as I said, I haven't coloured this before, so or played with this stamp set until I got it out of the box just tonight. And I'm only going around the outside of it, just really gently with the dark, just to give it some texture and some depth. Okay, so that's its body. Okay, so now we're going to experiment a little bit. So I've got my dark berry burst. And I'm just putting that right around the very, very edge of the moth's body and a bit around the top of the wings. So just to give it some dimension. And I'm going to colour those spots in the dark berry burst. So just a little bit of colour. Now this is quick colouring, or what do we call it? Quick and dirty colouring. No, it's not really dirty, but you know, yeah, rough colouring. And then I've got a bit more berry burst, and I'm just going to flick that down a bit. And I'm going to add that to the bottom of these wings. Now see, there's little lines show you really where you need to colour. So I don't like to, I'll put some, I don't like to spend too much time colouring, but I think it's nice to colour just a little bit. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with my dark bubble bar. Oops, I forgot to put berry burst on this side, the light berry burst on this side. Just bring that out a bit. It's sort of a bit of a crazy moth maybe down there. I don't like to spend too much time colouring, but I do like to layer my colours to get something completely different to what other people are doing. So if you're just using my dark, I'm pulling that colour down. Blend that colour down a bit more. I'm pulling it up down the bottom. And remember, I'm going to fussy cut this out really quickly, hopefully, if my hands cooperate. And so it's starting to look a bit different. Come back with my light brush tip and pull it, keep pulling it down so it blends. So I didn't want it really dark, but I don't want it really light either. I'm not colouring the I'm not going to colour the, what are those things called? Dots. And we're going to experiment with a little bit of light melon mambo as well. Oh, this is a host set. Yes, Vicky. Yeah. So I'm just going to add a little bit of melon mambo at the top. Not too much, a little bit in each corner. Now this is the dark melon mambo. All right. And then with the light brush end, just gonna, and that might be too dark. That's okay. What we can do, I don't like that colour, but what we can do is we've got Berry Burst, so we're going to go over it with some Berry Burst to tone it, bring it back into the right tones that we want. So that was a bit of an experiment. So we know that Melon Mambo is much, much pinker than Berry Burst. And this is the light Berry Burst that I've gone over it with. There we go. So we've fixed that. Let's see if I can easily fussy cut it. The hardest bit's going to be those antenna things. All right. Let's just cut that excess off. Yeah, let's see, my hands seem to be cooperating. So when I went to see Mr. Tran today to get my nails done, he asked me what the ladies on what colour the ladies want to see next time. So, you know, I have to tell me what colour my nails have to be next time. He did do them different this time because I've got silver instead of rose gold, but hey Kathy, oh, I haven't seen you for ages. Hope you're well, and I hope you're not too cold where you are, or you're probably on holidays like, you might be on holidays like some of the other people with the kids and grandkids, and yeah, it's actually not too bad here tonight. I don't even have a jumper on. That could just be that I had a power surge or something, I don't know. I'll tell you, this getting old caper is not fun. So it's not hard to fussy cut. As I said, the hardest bit is those little antennae things. And I went awfully close at the top. All right. Oh no, that's That's no good at all, Kathy. Well, I hope you're on the improve and that the neck surgery is has given you some relief. I know when I had my back surgery, my surgeon said it can take a couple of years for everything to settle completely, and it's been 2 years. Sometimes my foot doesn't work, but yeah, from coming from my back, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's been very good in Newcastle. Yeah, my friend lives in Newcastle and he's a lifesaver down there, and he posts some beautiful photos. He's at Merriweather and posts some beautiful photos. You just have a really nice climate. All right, let's stick this together. So we've got some dimensionals. Let's use our dimensionals. I should really have my black dimensionals out. So this is the second largest square stylish shape, which has been cut in white. I was going to say whisper white, but it hasn't been whisper white for quite some time. Oh, that's so lucky. That is so lucky they got you when they did. Yeah. Yeah, when I saw my surgeon last year, he goes, "Yep, you're doing really well. I don't want to see you again." And so that's always lovely when they say that. But like, you spend so much time, well, I spent so much time on rehab and surgery, and you go, oh. Well, still see my physio for maintenance, but that's okay. Oh. All right, so we're doing 3 layers, and you might wonder why I'm doing a white layer, a white on white. I just thought that it would look pretty. Yeah, sometimes we don't get the symptom, we don't realise, like, yeah, when I had my surgery, it was, yeah, well, we'll book you in 2 weeks' time, and I'm thinking, oh, surely not. Surely you just, but it had been quite a few months since my fall, so the disc had impinged the nerve so much that the nerve was getting what is it, getting worn down on the bone, so that wasn't fun. All right, so oh, you haven't even been crafting. That's awful to hear, Kathy. Well, I hope that you'll be able to get back to it soon, although, like, just have to do it in short bursts and not and maybe adjust how you do things so your head's not bending forward, because that would hurt. I'm so glad you caught me too. It's been a little while. So here we go. This is our 3rd card for tonight, and I am running a little bit over time. We might only get, might only get 4 cards in. We'll see. It depends how late people want to stay up, doesn't it? Okay, let's put some little bling on here. actually. I'm going to move that bling. Put it up here. There we go. You have all night, Glenda. Okay. It has been ages, lovely. Yeah. It's obviously not for at least 4 or 5 months. I haven't seen it. Yeah. Thank you, Glenda. And it's just being facetious. Oh, it's sticking to where it shouldn't stick. There we go. So there we go. There's our little pretty cut. Oh, it's not very straight. Yeah, just pretend it's straight. Okay. Oh, I'll straighten it up. It'll mess with my head if I don't straighten it up. I think that's a bit straighter. Anyway, there you go. That's a bit better. Okay. So we're on to card number 4. Now I have prepped a little bit for this card, but it's not really prepped. Okay. And we are going to... I'm going to use some completely different colours this time. Let's move these things out of the way. Say farewell to that one. All right. Okay, so I found in my stash, I had a base of soft sea foam, and I also had I'm happy that you case it, Jodie. And I have this piece of soft sea foam that is being stamped with a tile background stamp. Please don't ask me the name. Oh, Timeless Tiles, that's what it's been stamped with. And so it's cut down a little bit. All right. So I was going through my objects half done pile, okay? So I've only done it 4 across. Okay, so it fits on my card front. And I also found in my objects half done pile a piece of watercolour paper, and it's been sponged with the blending brushes, and it's got Misty Moonlight and Boho Blue and Old Olive and Soft Sea Foam. All right, so I thought, let's give it a go and see if we can do something a little bit different that I don't normally do. And I am going to also drag out, I've got my Stays on ink, but I'm going to grab out the Gorgeously Made stamp set. Now, I had this in my head before, so, and I haven't even put this stamp set together. So I just want the leaves. I could use the leaves that are on the other one, but I just want these leaves here. And I also want this this stamp here. All right. Now, I've got my trusty little spray bottle, or big spray bottle of water. I'm just going to spray it really lightly. Now this is watercolour paper. Alright, so I've sprayed it lightly. And we want it to sort of run a little bit. Got some paper towel. So I don't normally do watercolouring or spraying or anything that needs a heat tool. I don't normally do that on my Tuesday night lights, but I am making an exception. So I've got some lemon lime twist, and I thought that goes reasonably well with our, just gonna get that off the edge, reasonably well with our old olive. I'm just gonna get the lemon lime twist. I'm just going to pop this on here. I haven't seen any ideas on Pinterest with this stamp set yet, so that's a nice contrast. I'm also going to use it on the other side to make a bit more of a contrast there. See how that goes. Yep, that's right. So I've just sprayed it with water. I love this Masterfully Made. Now you're just going to have to excuse me for a second. I'll just grab my heat tool and just quickly heat this to dry it. I should have my trusty, what do you call those things? Tweezers. Oh, did she? Ah. I'll have to go and have a look at her, what she used for the moths. All right. So I want this Masterfully Made, the words. And I have got in my stash, I thought I had bought up a blue, but I haven't. So I've got some pretty peacock upstairs here. So I'm just going to use some pretty peacock, just to add another colour in. All right. Let's pop this up here. Did I do it upside down? No, that's the right way. And then I'm going to put a bit of pretty peacock down here. And I think that's enough. What did I say to Vicky yesterday? Less is more. All right, let's just... So the pretty peacock still sort of blends in, sort of. All right. Now, I'm going to grab my Parakeet Party, no, my Lemon Lime Twist ink pad again. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna use my smallest block and just put that all, the ink all over that. Now I've got my water painters here. Just going to use my middle one. If I can get them out of the container. Just give it a bit of a squeeze onto my paper towel. And we're just going to just splatter some of this Parakeet Party. I might get a bit more wet. All right, I think that's enough. Put some big drips on as well. So we'll do some bigger drips. So you just hold it and you just squeeze really gently. And then you just pop your paper towel on, and that will still be drippy, but it won't be quite so wet. I should have done that before I heated it up. All right, so now we're going to get our stamp, and we're going to use our big one, the first one we used again. So I'm a little bit over time, sorry. We've got one more after this. We'll see how we go. Right. I'm going to use my Stamparatus again because I don't know how inky my saddle brown stays on is. So I want it. So if you've got a Misty tool or something else that you want to use, some sort of stamp positioning tool, I recommend doing it with that. All right, so see how we've got some nice dots of colour. I'll just wipe off my big moth. I think that's the one I want to use. We're still here? Yes. No, you were worried about the old olive. No, old olive looks good. Yeah. Something I used to use a lot of. Okay. Now, let's just ink that up. Now remember, when you're using a platform, have something underneath your platform when you're stamping it, when you're inking it. Now I have inked up my stays on tonight, so it should be okay. Ooh, so I need to move my magnets around a bit. This is why you use the stamp positioning tool. That's coming. So if you didn't have saddle brown stays on, you could use copper clay. Give it another. So I'm I'm just thinking it a third time just to make sure. Okay, there we go. Now, I did have in my pile this little tag in my pile, and that is also from the Gorgeously Made, that little hello, and I had cut it with the die. Let's see, it's very messy. I don't even have the die upstairs here. Oh, here it is. I'd cut it with this die, and then I'd cut it at the end a bit shorter, and that's just a piece of linen thread. So that was in my unfinished objects pile. All right, so let's just put this together. We want to rough up the edge a little bit of our, now sorry if this annoys people. I just want to rough up the edge just a little bit, just to make it a bit shabby. And because it's still damp, it's not going to rough too much. But that's okay. We just a little bit of shabby chic, and we'll just do that same thing too. I want it to be a little bit vintage sort of thing. Okay. So make sure you know which way your card's going to open. So this is card number 4. I'm doing well. Card number 5, I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. So this is a little bit more complicated than the other 3. Okay, we'll get some dimensionals. Sorry, I've lost my piece of scratch paper. Oh well, doesn't matter really. All right. So remember, when you're taking the backs off your dimensionals, just press them in the center and the edges lift up. So if you don't have acrylic nails, use the point of your scissors, or you take your pick tool, whatever you've got. All right, I'll pop that in the center there. All right. I've got my little hello. And I had sponged the edge of this in, what's that colour? Soft sea foam. Okay. Just going to pop that there. And I've got some bling. What bling can we use with this one? I think we need to use some blue. Blue bling. Maybe not blue. I don't know. Oh, that blue. That's the blue I want to use. So these are the tinsel gems in the 3-pack. Thank you. I'm going to use a little butterfly. And I know he's not a butterfly. I know it's a moth, but just a little bit different to what we normally would do. I'm just going to use, I might use a small one. a teeny one. Just pop it down here on the hello. And then we've got some Misty Moonlight gems. I'll just pop them on here. So you can't really see the leaf unless you look closely. I think it's not too bad. I'll move that one down a little bit down here. There we go. So that's card number 4. It's very different to what we normally would do. I used to do a lot of cards like this sort of shabby sort of style. So I just think it's really different. And it's a bit of fun. All right. Let's do our last card. We've got time, haven't we? Okay. Our last card. I'm hoping this looks okay. Completely different colours. So we've got some pretty peacock, some lost lagoon, and some coastal cabana. I've also got here some copper clay and pecan pie, so I did bring it upstairs. What I want to do first, I've got my card base, just folded it in half. I'll put that aside for now. I want to do something with the background to make it look a bit like a sort of like a patina, I think that's the word you call it, effect on that layer. I'm adding this extra layer just because I think that it would look funny if I didn't. So I don't have any blending brushes up here, clean blending brushes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my copper clay first, and since I don't have any blending brushes, other clean blending brushes up here, I'm going to grab my aqua paint, what are they called? They're not aqua painters, water brushes, and my little block. I'm not going to wet it too much. I just want to give it some interest. Now you're probably thinking, what on earth is she on? She must have been sniffing those nail technician drugs, but what other nail technician fumes? The acetone must have made her go crazy, but I think this will work. I used to do this with, what's the colour? Bermuda Bay. So I'm hoping that this will work. Because I want it to sort of look like it's just been a bit rusty. And if it doesn't work, there's a magical other side to the card, so that's okay. I'm not worried about the middle because there's no, there's not going to be any, what do you call it? Any ink in the middle. You're not going to be able to see it. And it's sort of like a dry brush, all right? Really get that on. Okay. You see, yeah, it is a bit grungy. You know how you see those copper and stuff, it goes that greeny colour when it gets that, I'll put a bit more on, when it gets rusty or aged. Yeah, it's sort of like that. All right, and it's never always the one colour either. So it's something completely different. Well, we can always just go like this too. Yeah, let's try some of that too. So very much an experiment. Alright. Could end up being just a big mess. So I'm just going to wipe this block off. And I'm going to use some of the pecan pie as well, because rust is never always the same colour. So you can see I've changed techniques because I think that this will work a bit better. I think we need a bit more rust over that side. So it's starting to look blotchy and grungy, and if you give it a really, I'll just put a bit more of that on this side. Just because we can. Now, I'll close up my ink pads. I know it's a big mess, right? But trust me, I'm an expert now. Alright. Oh, you just put a butter in those colours. Well, there you go. I'm on trend. Alright, so I'm just going to get my, hold it right up here and just gently spray my cardstock. And then get my clean bit of, and just take a little bit off. Okay. Alright, so it's got that patina sort of look. I'm just going to set that aside to dry. Just wipe off my ink. Yeah. Yep, that's it, a patina. That's exactly the look I'm going for. Glenda? Exactly. Sometimes it gets confusing having two Glendas on the same thing. But it's all okay. It's no different to having two Jans at Coffee, Cake and Cards. Right, put the lid back on. Alright, so next up, we'll do some stamping. That's not wet. We'll turn it over. Alright, so I'm going to use this one, I think. I think this is the right one. So I'm going to start off with that Coastal Cabana. I might have to clean the stamp. The stamp cleaner's gone away. This one. Have to clean my stamp. So next week we won't be doing 5 cards, but just telling you now. I don't care if he does 10 cards next week. I'm not doing 5. We'll stick to just 3. Okay. Now, let's just do our first little one. So this is with Coastal Cabana. So I'm picking up the base card. Then my second one, I'm going to use the same, I don't know if I will use the same stamp. I don't know that that'll fit. Let's see, where's my other stamp gone? It's run away. That's okay. I should have used a stamp that was thinner. Okay, I'm just going to turn this over to the magical other side and start again. Hi, Carol. You only made, when you only made 10 cards when you made them all the same, and it's not as much fun. No, I get bored doing them all the same. I really do. Oh, this one will just fit. So we've got our first one. Just fits. Okay. Stamp number 1. Then we're going to go Lost Lagoon. Stamp number 2. So I'm going from a light, I'll just stamp it off, yeah, light to a darker colour, so that's why I didn't worry too much. I will trim that edge off. Stamp number 2. It's Lost Lagoon. Now, if I was smart, I would have used my Stamparatus and I would have just done repeat stamping, hinge stamping with it. But I wasn't that smart tonight. It's my last card, come on. And then this one is Pretty Peacock. And again, try and line them up. Okay. So, just those 3. So that's that bit of stamping done. Hi, Kim. We lost a few people. Oh, I know, we've still got 8 watching. Oh, goodness me. That's got to be some sort of record. All right, so we're going to now grab my big shot. So I'm doing stuff that I don't normally do. All right, so we're going to do some embossing. Now, we have a choice. Do we want to see time-worn type or exposed brick? All right, so I'm thinking time-worn type, but I'd go with brick if that's what people want. So let me know in the comments, whoever answers first, that's what I pick. All right. So, time-worn, either, Glenda S, time-worn type. Jodie, either is not an answer. Oh, the 2 Glendas are warring it with each other. They both have different answers. Oh, goodness me. We're going to go time-worn type because I've got 2 of those so far. The first out of 2 out of 3. Okay. Sorry, Glenda L. I will do something else with exposed brick, I promise you. All right, so I've stamped my images. I'm going to pop them in my time-worn type embossing folder. Now I'm going to line it up with this line down the bottom so it's straight. Right. Hopefully I don't break this like I broke my Big Shot last week. Yeah, I had my poor Big Shot was out on the table. It was all in pieces. It's actually really easy to take apart. Right. I'm going to get some texture. Move that embossing folder out of the way. Why don't we, actually, just because we can, and to make everybody happy, why don't we get our little, do a background that we've coloured in the exposed brick. Let's do both of them. Oh, you could have, Vicky. I would have done it for you. It took a little bit to take it apart. It was harder to take apart than it was to put back together, let me tell you. Okay. So we're going to put our exposed brick one in. Pantene a bit. Let's see how we go. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that's very good. Happy with that. All right. And because it was still damp, it's really taken the image. It's a really good background. All right. Oh, I haven't stamped on that. And I don't have a sentiment. All right, we'll put a sentiment on the inside. If I can find where I put that stamp set. We're not going to put it on the front. What does that say? Let's put "so happy to celebrate you" on the inside. I think that's pretty. Because we can't have naked inside of our card. Where is my block? There it is. They're finding legs and running away. And we're going to do this in copper clay, just for something a bit contrasting. So I've got one that's time worn and one that is exposed brick. Jody, so the butterflies I've done with time worn type, and the background I've done with exposed brick. And we'll put some little dots around that as well. In the stamp that on, yeah. Just gonna stamp it off. There we go. So it doesn't matter that we don't have a sentiment on the front because we've got a sentiment on the inside. Right, so let's start sticking it together. Alright, and I'm sorry we've nearly 2 hours tonight. Sorry about that. Well, that's because we did the unboxing. Yes. Okay. Then because this is quite fragile now, that because it's still a little bit damp and it's been embossed, I don't want to press the embossing out. So I'm going to put my Seal Plus on my base card. Alright. So the base is, again, that is the Coastal Cabana that's been coloured with the pecan pie and the, or pecan, depends whereabouts you're from, and the copper clay, and then it's gone through the exposed brick, so that's quite nice. Then I've got a piece of copper clay. I need to trim that down just a teeny bit, I think. I put that one too far over. I'm covering up all my beautiful background. I still think it looks okay. I don't think I need that extra layer on. What if, let's, yeah, that's what I think, Vicky. I should have used a smaller one, but it wasn't, it was too, so we're going with plan C. Going to pop that on there. If you used a smaller moth, you'd see more of the background. All right. Or if you put your moth over this way a little bit, you don't put it in the center, you offset it. Oh dear. In my head it looked so good. Oh dear. That's all right. I will do another version of it later. But let's just pop it in the center how I originally intended. And oh, I've got black ones there. All sorts of bits here. Just going to use the edge bits because they're easiest. Okay. On this side. See, I didn't use that one because it was too tall. I couldn't fit 3 on. And this one on the bottom. Okay. Okay. Trim that bit off. Okay. Let's see what we think. Now, I might leave the bling off this one. Let's see. It's got lots of texture, lots of colour. If I had have made that base the same size as, that base layer the same size as the other layer, it might have looked a bit better. Do I have I don't have any up here. It needs some like metallic dots, I think. Yes. So I'm not going to put bling on it. I will do that a little later on when I get my metallic dots. Oh, no, I don't even have a marker up here. But anyway, I could fussy cut the 3 moths and I'd have lots of backgrounds showing. That was a good idea too, Glenda, but I'm not doing that now. So tonight I have made world record 5 cards. I've made 5, yes. And they're all very, very different with the brand new stamp set that I got today, which is a host set at the back of the catalogue called Night of Flight. Now, if you host a party and your guests spend over $250, you are eligible to buy that set. If you put in an order over $250, you're eligible for that, to purchase that set as well with your hostess rewards. Okay. The other set we used was layering leaves, and as I said, that coordinates with the bow punch in the annual catalogue. All right, so let's have a look. And before I photograph this, I will put some metallic sort of bling on it. So we have very, very different cards. So some pretty ones. So we've got our first card, which is just a blended background. So that bubble bath. Then we've used the bubble bath and early espresso again. And we did a few with blends. And we did some watercolouring and blends and some stamping and some embossing. So there we go. They're our cards for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. And just a reminder that the designer series paper finishes on the 30th. So if there is anyone who wants to place an order, just either go to my online store or ring me or drop me an email before Friday. And yeah, sorry to keep you for 2 hours. But I was determined that I was going to do those 5 cards and do an unboxing. So maybe next time I won't do both. All right, take care, everyone. Have a fabulous week. Oh, Saturday is mystery stamping too. So I'll have the clues up for that too, because it's the first Saturday of the month. I nearly forgot about that. All right, good night, everyone. Bye for now.